my trigger foam roller now. This trigger foam roller is, that's the brand name, is especially designed so it's got these little knobs, and the science behind these knobs is that it's supposed to replicate like fingertips sort of knobs, you know. And then there's some other sections that are a little bit smoother. I'm not really trying to sell the product. I'm just telling you that this foam roller is uniquely different from this foam roller. But if this is what you have, then feel free to use it. This is the smooth, regular, traditional foam roller, if that's what you've got. The reason I'm seated today and getting ready to strip off my socks, woohoo, is that I'm going to begin the myofascia release from the bottom up. That has always been the suggestion. And so I'm going to start literally from the bottom of my foot. There is fascia at the bottom of the foot. It is often the area that becomes inflamed. We call it plantar fasciitis, right? Inflammation of the fascia on the plantar surface of the foot. So I'm not here to teach a science or an anatomy biology class. I just want you to know that as it relates to myofascial release, I am stepping down and rolling the length of the foot from the base of the toes all the way to the heel. If there's one area that you particularly want to emphasize, you can just do it. Heel. I could be on the arch, on the instep if I roll in. If I really want to be on the outstep, if that's such a word, I'm on the outside rim of my foot. This can also be done standing, in which you'd put a lot more weight and force. I look so tall, don't I? Look at that. All right, so we're going to start there with leg number one. I'm all the way on the outside of my foot now, and as odd as it is, it would be I can push my foot down on the roller, or if I would rather, I could push the roller down onto my foot. Same 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I am switching. Woo! My mat is in the way. So if you're lucky enough to have the roller with the special knobs, that's going to be the area that you target onto the foot. Target the foot onto. Target your foot onto that part of the roller. How about that? I'm doing the full length. My foam roller is easily rolling back and forth. And don't worry, they're usually lined with a reinforced kind of a plastic, so they're not going to collapse. I mean, I've seen people stand on them. All right, so you're with me? We're massaging the bottoms of the feet. Now, I could go on and on. I saw a fantastic workshop on feet and foot mobility, but because I'm using the roller, we're just going to stick with the bottoms of the feet and maybe a little emphasis on the top, since I did the other foot. Oh yeah, that is amazing. I've been having some weird pain down the side of my shin, so I'm going to use the roller now on that part of my shin. There's 2 ways to get there. I am going to do it face down, which means that I have to roll that meaty section of my shin onto the roller. I'm going to put a lot of body weight on it. Oh God, I knew it would hurt. And roll from knee to ankle as much as I can. I'm doing this in the hands, and knee position, but I might have also been able to use sit on your butt and lie down, placing the shin on top of that section of the roller. Still on my hands and knees, right? But I'm more face up. I don't get as much pressure as what I really want, so I could step on the other leg, right? You can put your foot down on it or cross. This is a lot more work. Oof. Anyway, that feels pretty good. If you could get someone to help you, then that person could rub the roller along the outside of your leg. That doesn't work so well. I'm still on my first leg, but now concentrating on the calves. My calves are, I mean, I'm not bragging, but they're kind of bulky, and sometimes they're bulky in a weird way. Ugh. And they also feel fatigued, tired, and need a little release. As you know, the tendon, the Achilles tendon at the bottom of the calf, can sometimes be tight. And so if you're going to roll for your calf massage, then try to get all the way down to the tendon. All the way down to the tendon and all the way across the big bulb of the calf to the back of the knee. Again, if this is not enough pressure, then just place the other leg on top. leg is so heavy. You'll need a little bit of stamina through your arms to lift your body up and to push back and forth. But listen, if you're having a lot of issues with your hands and wrists, something I discovered, which is sort of a cheat or a hack, you can place your forearms up on the couch or onto a box, maybe even onto a sturdy chair. Get to that area of the calf that you are targeting, and then again, placing that second leg on top. I like to push down directly with my foot. I mean, this is pretty dramatic and heavy. Oh my goodness, God, oh my God, oh my God. But listen, it got me off my hands, right? Oh, I have two calves, so I gotta do the other calf. Oh my God. Oh. I also didn't want to neglect this shin, so I'm going for the shin. This is the shin. This shin doesn't trouble me as much as my right side shin. I don't know how I can be so asymmetrical, but I think it's sort of natural. Maybe I favor my right leg. Maybe just even the bone development. My shin bones and the shin muscles are just always a little challenged. It hurts sometimes. So this side feels fantastic. This leg doesn't cause me any pain or problem at all. It's like the perfect leg. Oh, all right. I really want to get to a little bit lower and a little heavier on the Achilles. So I'm going to prop myself up. Yeah. So there I go. You can use your arms and shoulders. That's what I'm doing now. Pulling and pushing, mostly pulling. Or you could bend the knee, so the flexion of the knee draws the roller back. But the combination of the two is really getting the better length, right? From Achilles tendon to the back of my knee. Oh, yeah. Oh. So just in the interest of saving time, and because both of my legs fit, I'm going to do both right at the back of the knee. Posterior knee, my legs are very straight and my ankles are flexed. Then try a few with your feet pointing. Point and try to stay heavy on the back of the knee. Again, if this feels pointless, you can cross, make that leg heavy. Oh, yeah. And then, oof, leg number 2, heavy on the roller. Yeah, I can't stand anymore, so I'm moving on. I'm going to sit on the roller and get to massaging the back surface of the hamstrings. And if I can get deep into the hamstring, or in order to get deep into the hamstring, I'm going to sit on one hamstring and cross the other leg over. I am out of the camera shot, aren't I? Sorry. Get yourself on that roller, girl. All right, continuing the massage all the way to the side of the leg, outer thigh. So it's said that you don't really need to run back and forth 50 times. You don't even need to do 20 times. If you're bearing down and you're really focused and not just riding the cart back and forth, if you are really rolling, you need only about 4 or 5 or 6 times to go back and forth. So I am now, oh, this leg needs to be in the front. My support foot is in the front. I am on the outer thigh, and I will bend my knee and straighten my leg and try not to scream. With my knee actively bending and actively straightening, I'm going to roll on the roller a couple of times and look for my tissues because I am going to cry. Whew. I can't stand anymore, so I'm moving on. Oh, God. All right, so while I am staying on the same leg, now it is an opportune time to go face down. So the whole bulk of my thigh, as you know, you can go all the way from the hip joint, where the crease of your hip is, all the way to the knee joint, and don't run over your kneecap. And if that's feeling pretty good, continue and try actively bending the knee and actively straightening the leg. Actively bending the knee and actively straightening the leg. I am actively bending the knee. Try rolling a little bit on the outside edge, the outer thigh side where you came from, and then appreciate rolling to the inside of the thigh as much as your hip will allow. I'm on more the inside and actively bending the knee. Now before I forget, we have 2 legs. So going to the second leg. Let's sit on it like we did and get the hamstrings. You can start all the way at the, what's that called? The bottom of the butt, the lower butt cheek or something. Somebody has a name for it. Underbutt. Get to the underbutt. All right, you can massage your underbutt and go along the hamstrings all the way to the back of the knee. As much as you're able to lift your body and maneuver your body, then go the length. Go the length. Don't just try to rock back and forth in one tiny spot unless you found that sweet spot. Maybe you found a knot that you're trying to roll out. Otherwise, stay long. I am now rolling to the outside, outer thigh, which of course, you know, that's the IT band, and if you sit on your butt bone, you can get to the piriformis. But right now, trying not to scream. All right, let me get back in the camera shot. My support foot is in the front, and I am going to actively bend my knee and straighten my leg as I roll back and forth. Actively bending and actively straightening. I know you kind of want to know the science, like, why does it hurt so much? I'm not going to go into it. It's because you're actively using those muscles there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. So now I will conveniently roll face down. Try to get as much of the whole thigh as you can. The whole thigh from near the kneecap to just about where the hip flexors are at the crease of your hips. Oh yeah. So I will do that a few more times as I begin to roll back. I'm on the outside of my thigh, outer thigh again. And actively bending my knee and actively straightening. Actively bending, actively straightening. Holy mackerel. I'm really centered in the middle of the thigh. I'll continue to make some minor adjustments and try to get a little bit of the inner thigh. Yay. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now before we're done with that section, I'll be placing both of my thighs and both of my hip flexors right on top. And if you're wider than the roller, you may have to favor one side and then the other. Close your legs tightly, seal your thighs, and then roll again back and forth along the bulk of your thigh, and then practice bending the knee, actively bending as you roll forward, active releasing as you come back. A few times bending as you pull, straightening as you lengthen. Oh. If you're interested in rolling through your iliopsoas, which is literally at the hip flexors, then you're going to need to target one side at a time. The roller feels like it's going to sit right in the valley of the crease. Oh. Oof. That's a lot of, oh, God. So get a few more in before your neighbors start to think that you're a weirdo. Here's my other side. I am placing the crease of my hip flexors right on the roller. And so the contour of the roller feels like it's nestling perfectly in the valley of the hip flexor psoas area. I can't do any more. Oh, Jesus. Okay, and so now we can move on. Because it's a short roller, and there's always this reference to this area of the arm right here. It's your latissimus dorsi. There's a lot going on here too, and it's a great bulk of muscle that you can easily target. Now, this might be a little cumbersome for ladies, sometimes wearing a sport bra, sometimes just it's awkward, okay? It feels awkward. You know you're on it when the meat of your lats is on the roller and you don't feel like you're on the bones of your ribs. You could be on the border, the bone of your shoulder blade, but try not to be on the bones of your ribs. get to the muscle, which is basically where the sport bra covers that bulk of muscle. So target rolling, right about where the sport bra is, on the under armpit side, and try not to roll right over the bones of your ribs. Stay on the muscle. So as you can tell, I'm using my legs for leverage, and I'm just trying to keep this arm up and keep it from falling, okay? So it's sort of a dead weight arm. This is the power arm lifting this one. This is keeping the shoulder blade wide across the back. The shoulder blade is protracted. In other words, my shoulder blades are open across my back. You can just pause for a moment and roll. Notice I'm rolling backwards, but I don't want to fall off, so I'll come back. I am rolling across the one shoulder blade and carrying this arm, okay? I'm carrying this arm with me. So I've heard a physical therapist call it the grizzle or grizzly spot. Maybe that's where I am. I'm on the grizzly spot. Who knew that I needed this so badly? Oh, yeah. So if you need more, then you'll need to come back to this video and get it a little later. I've got to get to the other side. So remember, we're talking about this area here, which is right about where the bra, where the bra comes across, and it's on the underside of the armpit. I've got these special little knobs, and I'm going to put my body weight on. Get to the right angle with respect to the roller. So sometimes just moving your body is better and easier than trying to move the roller. All right. Remember, you've got multiple directions. So we're not only stuck in one direction going back and forth, which I like to call north-south. The roller can go only north-south. But you are variable in your direction. And now I'm rolling back. You know I'm rolling backward because I'm looking up. But I don't want to fall off my roller. So I will return. I am sideways. I'm sideways looking straight forward. I found that spot. Oh, God. I can't stand it. But I'll do it again. I'm on the border, the edge of the shoulder blades, and very heavy on it. I found that grizzly spot. It's right there, see? Right there. Don't laugh. It's not funny. I'm going to roll sideways, backwards, and this is essentially forward. The foam roller is stationary. My right side shoulder assembly is a little different. Different than the left side shoulder assembly. Okay. All right. So now, center the foam roller, because you're going to arrive at it from this way and hope that it's there. I did a good job. I know that this is the short roller, and it is just going like from elbow to elbow across my back there. And now plant your feet. Excuse me. As soon as I launch my rear end and I'm using my feet, try not to choke. I can go back and forth. It is strongly recommended in any lesson I've ever seen, do not roll all the way to the last ribs. You don't want to do that, and you don't need to do that. Stay within the bulk and the body of the rib cage, but primarily at the top of the rib cage, closer to the shoulder blades. That's where you really want the release. You just maybe don't know that. You can support your head and continue to roll a few more times, but be mindful about it. Don't rush. Once you find yourself on the shoulder blades and you know that you're on both the right and the left, then you can roll your body a little bit, and as you continue north-south, the direction of the foam roller going north-south, your body can pan slow motion east-west, like from one shoulder blade to the other shoulder blade. This will require some stamina through your hamstrings and glutes, and so what? Get that massage. Oh, yeah. And then there are some folks that'll come all the way down and even try to get that upper back but my clothing is not, oh, there we go. In order to get to upper back, your hips have to be pretty high, or the head has to be pretty low. So be careful if you have hair, be careful if you have a lot of clothing, it might get wrinkled or tangled up. I have seen hair get caught in the roller. I mean, it has happened to me. Don't let that happen. You can't stay here very long because the head is heavy, so just do what you need to do to get something out of this position. I'm going to go heavy on my right side, and then I'll go heavy on my left side, and support my head, because it's so big. Ooh. Oh, careful not to land on your head. Oh. All right. So I want to get to the triceps. This is the back of the arm. But in order to get to the triceps, you got to get down really low. You just want to get your triceps on the roller, rolling the roller back and forth. I'm using a little bit of power here from my arm and drawing back and pushing forward. Oof. This is me mostly trying to roll backwards, but now this is me trying to roll a little bit forward. And notice the position of my cactus elbow or my goalpost arm. Oof. Let me come back here. Yeah. As my arm is rolling backwards, thumbs down, I can get more of my triceps. And as my goalpost or cactus arm goes forward, ooh, now I'm on this side of the tricep and a little bit of this side of the biceps. But I can't do any more. Other side. So. Yeah. So understand the mechanics of the roller. It's going north-south, right? Regardless of which way you're actually situated in your room, the roller dictates north-south, forward and back. And then I'm actually bent at the elbows with my thumbs pointing down, backwards, down, backward, down. And then as I bring my arm a little bit more in the forward, cactus arm forward, then it's palms down, and I lost the muscle. There it is. So keep monitoring so you don't fall off the roller. Okay, I'll come back a little bit. This is wild and crazy shit. And just so you know, I'm doing it on the floor, but it can also be done against a wall. I don't have any blank wall to work off of, so just know, imagine that there's a flat wall here, and that you placed it on the wall, and you would roll your body, or bend your knees, and the roller would roll back and forth. This can also be done if you lean against the wall, and you want to roll your body sideways. You roll your body sideways. That's another way to do that. Let's get to that last section, which is vertical, and you want it to be steady, and then be careful. Don't fall back. Soon as you feel it, it should be right at the base where the shoulder blades are. Your head might land on the roller. I'm a little lucky. I'm a little short. My head is on the roller. But you may have to use your hand instead. My hips are lifted. Arms start straight up. Really, you should move down so your head can be on the roller. My arms are straight up, and what I just did was I pulled my shoulder blades apart, and so they're not, and the clothing is not stuck on the roller. I have to use the power of my hamstrings and bum to keep my hips up so I can just concentrate on my arms. When you surrender to gravity and let the arms just get heavy, you can literally feel the muscles releasing across your chest. This is the type of position, whether you're going to do Pilates or do meditation or doing some kind of yoga, this position alone, just staying still, breathing and holding the position, is enough to help reverse the effects of rounded shoulder or forward head syndrome. When you're sitting looking down at handheld devices for very long, your head gets heavier and heavier. So while doing this in a supine position, gravity is pulling your head backward to the floor. The arms are heavy, pulling the shoulders backward and down to the floor. So you know this is the reverse of sitting with your head slumped forward over a handheld device. Just stay for another moment. Try not to turn your head too much. Breathe. Close your eyes for a couple of deep breaths. I promise I'll still be here when you open your eyes. Oof. Yeah. To add a little something to this, keeping your hands on the floor, the back of my hands, my knuckles are on the floor, begin to raise your arms above your head like you're doing jumping jacks. Remember how you could swing your arms every time you jumped and the feet opened wide? So keep maneuvering the arms with your knuckles on the floor. And maybe you've done this before in the snow. When you lie down in the snow and you swing your arms across the snow, you make those wings, angel wings. You can do it on a beach too. If you lie down on the beach and sweep your arms across the sand. All right, but we're not doing this for wings purposes. We're doing this for your shoulder blades. Can you feel your shoulder blades on the roller? Oh. They're not doing much, and that's a good thing. Just let them be relaxed, and they are sort of molding around, pinching around the roller. All right, let's pause, arms wide, and one more deep breath. Chest is open, and release. Come on down. Come to the floor first. Push the roller aside. Bring the roller under your hips. Get that roller under your hips so that your hips are lifted and the legs will come down over your chest. Embrace your legs, hugging the legs tightly. Embrace your legs. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then straighten one leg as best you can. Flex the ankle, and you can almost kiss your kneecaps. Hey, hello knees. Other leg. Oh, all that area that you massaged, you can feel the lengthening here in the back of the legs, the surface of your foot. Straighten both legs. Bring the legs back over your face. Ooh, ah. Send the legs up. Send the legs away. Ooh. Take your time. Now hold on to the roller. I've got my hand inside the rollers so it doesn't roll away. All right, you can come up off the roller, put it aside, and rock and roll your body a few times and come up to seated. Once you're seated, you can sit on the roller and literally put your butt bones on it. Get your butt bones, both bones, left and right side, and roll back and forth. The piriformis is the last area that I'm trying to get to, and the best way to get to it is to cross the leg. Ugh. The leg that I crossed, butt bone, is the side that I want to find my piriformis. Ooh. It found me. Goodness gracious. And so you know what to do. You find that hot spot. You can stay on it for a moment. Maneuver your body east-west with respect to the roller, which can go only north-south. And sit on that for a few moments. Good, oh golly day. Oh, I found some more stuff. I went a little more forward and I found my gluteus maximus. All right, I'll do the other side, and when I turn the camera off, I'm coming back to this one. Okay, cross. Ooh. I shifted, so I'm very heavy. I'm emphasizing that one butt. Oh no, I crossed the wrong leg. Sorry, here we go. So the crossed leg, the leg that's crossed, butt bone, piriformis, and other muscles that attach. And you found the butt bone, and you found those, and then you can try a little bit more rolling your body east-west. That's left-right. And try to get the bulk of your butt, the gluteus maximus, all the way to the gluteus medius. That's the other muscles that are on top, closer to the hips. Yeah. Oh. Okay, I can hardly do anymore. Whew. So return to the top, even it out, balance yourself out, and just a little bit of rolling back and forth. Yeah? All right. So I'm just going to stay here on top, maybe get some padding under my ankles. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale, and as you exhale, you did good. We didn't get all the way up to the head, but I'll let you figure that out for yourself. That foam roller can basically go anywhere. If you, again, stand against the wall and like lean back onto the roller, you can then maneuver your body in all sorts of ways, and then it'll massage the back of your head or the back of your shoulders. If you have a partner, somebody available that you can call over and recruit, you would lie face down on a soft surface, and then they would massage your body with the roller, something like this, pushing the roller onto the surface of your back. It really feels good. It's a great way to bond on Valentine's Day. All right, I have to turn my camera off. Thank you very much for coming. Hope to see you soon. Bye. Love, 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 love. Foam Rollerama. Thank you.